What up, guys? Any Tier Guild Forever. Reviewing Seven Deadly Sins season 3 episode 10, which in my opinion has got to be one of the most saddest episodes period actually of the sins. Might actually be the we finally got some clarity on this curse thing between Meliodas and Elizabeth. I'm not gonna lie, it is a very bittersweet story. Bitter, excuse me, bitter because one, there's a curse planted on Meliodas and Elizabeth to where Elizabeth will constantly be reincarnated over and over again, but when only after she dies, and she'll either die of one, old age, or two, if she remembers who she was in her past life. If she remembers herself before, 3 days after remembering, she will die. And Meliodas has seen her die 106 times. And in each and every single one of those times, he has fallen in love with her over and over and over and over again. So I just wanted to get this off my chest and be honest with myself after this episode. Plus, the few extra bits of clips that one of my mods, Cody, decided to sneak in, which I do appreciate that. It really holds more weight to what happened in this episode for the Seven Deadly Sins. Despite me still saying that the previous... Like, when you see this season and you compare it to the clips that he showed me, you can see an obvious change in animation. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. We're talking about the story. After what I saw and thinking it through, I'm more happy. Well, not really happy. I'm more accepting of the relationship between Meliodas and Elizabeth. Might possibly be the strongest relationship in this entire series. I used to thought it was Diane and Diane and King, which for the most part is still one of my favorite ships. But oh my god. After seeing that backstory between Meliodas and Elizabeth, I cannot lie that might possibly be one of my top favorite ships up to date. I know. Some of you are gonna say, but didn't you said like, oh, you don't ship Meliodas with anyone? Oh, Meliodas is this and that. Yes, I did, and I meant every single bit of it in the past. But here's the thing, as I said, just because I have a certain mindset about a character in the past, it is possible for me to change my mind depending on how things go on. And I gotta admit, this is one of those moments where I am very glad that a series was able to change my mind. That hurt, man. That is sad. You can only imagine the kind of pain Meliodas went through all these 3,000 years trying to find a way to lift the curse that's plagued him and Elizabeth throughout all this time, while living forever, witnessing the one you love most of all dying over and over and over and over, and all you can do is be there for her throughout her whole lifetimes, because that's kind of like a way of showing that the love you have for someone can be everlasting. Meliodas is living proof of that. He loved Elizabeth so much that regardless whether she dies and comes back, he can never forget her. He can't help but fall in love with her over and over and over again. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, once again, before I never disliked Meliodas. He was a cool character. He was an epic character. He's an awesome character. I just never really shipped him with anyone because of his perverted nature. But when I think about it clearly, he's only really perverted with Elizabeth, so it's not really bad. Well, I don't know. It's up to Elizabeth. But what I'm trying to say is it's not really as bad because it's only with the one you love. But if it's with a bunch of other girls, then that's a problem. But no, it's only with Elizabeth. And I don't know what's going to become of it, because once he lifts his curse, there's a possibility there his Meliodas' eternal life will be gone, and then Elizabeth will no longer be reincarnated anymore. Does that mean if they do manage to lift the curse this time, will Meliodas die right then and there, or will he start to begin to age from here going onward? And so as Elizabeth, and at some point in time, Elizabeth and Meliodas will both meet their end. I'm sure that's what they want, though. Meliodas has lived for so long that all he possibly just wants is to have one last happy life between him and Elizabeth, the love of his life. And I can't help but appreciate the bonds between these two characters even more now, because their bond is literally goes on to lifetimes. From life to life to life. This love has lasted for 3,000 years. There are relationships that end in like months or a year, sometimes a few years after that. But they have lasted 3,000 years. And Meliodas was still by the side of an old Elizabeth. Even throughout that time when he was still young, he was still with her, even at old age. I can't help but have mad respects for him. So all in all, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm very happy. I'm very willing and happy of embracing it. Meliodas and Elizabeth might possibly be my number 1 or my number 2 favorite ship. I'm still debating between Meliodas and Elizabeth and King and Diane, because those two are still one of my favorite ships. But after this, god damn, dude. To be with someone for that long and still remain in love with them, while at the same time never giving up on them. I can't help but give mad respects to Meliodas. That really makes me appreciate his character so much more now. I did appreciate him before. I love him even more now. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think Meliodas and Elizabeth might just be my favorite ship now. I don't know how it happened. A week ago, it was Diane and King. Week later, Meliodas and Diane. I don't know how it happens. It was just that moving. That, even though the animation is still kind of subpar in the season, the conveyance of the story was on point. So poor Meliodas, man, and Elizabeth. Hopefully they have a good end, but I'm not gonna lie to you. The feels may get to me when these two pass away. Assuming the series is gonna get to that point. I mean, I'm sure it will. It wouldn't make sense for them to end without them passing away. It wouldn't add that much closure to the ending of the series. I'm pretty sure the ending of the 7 Deadly Sins will end with Meliodas and Elizabeth both passing on to the next life. After all, they went through several lives on Earth. Time to them to live an eternal one in the afterlife. But still, man, oh my god, I never really thought it would get to me like that. It really, really made me have a bigger perspective on Meliodas than just him being a perverted, epic motherfudger. It really showed how strong his feelings are for the goddess Elizabeth, that it transcends several lifetimes. Several, like, years, decades, so on and so forth. I can't help but really appreciate that about the characters. Anyway, guys, let's just get on to questions. Question 1. If you were to rank, out of all the ships in the 7 Deadly Sins, if you were to rank the ship of Elizabeth and Meliodas, where would you rank it among top three? Top three. Among top three, where would you rank it, and explain to me why? Question 2. Trying to get a good question too. I have no idea why I'm drawing a blank. It happens quite often. I know. Trust me. I know. But it is what it is. Okay. Out of all the commandments we've seen so far that are currently alive, if you could pick one that you don't want to be sealed, which one would it be, and let me know why, but without getting into spoiler territory, because we don't do spoilers here. Alright then guys, that's it for me. Don't forget to like, comment, sub if you haven't already. Really motivates me to put more content out there for you guys as my guildmates, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.